When it's time to crown a champion, you might think of Homestead, Florida, maybe the wine country of Sonoma, California, but you might not think about Knoxville, Tennessee. Tonight we race in the 3WideRacing League Triple Crown for the final round at Knoxville, Tennessee, finishing this half-mile short track. On the dirt is a blast to drive, and we got 17 drivers going for the win here tonight.
And going for the win, and overall for the Triple Crown itself, it's a three-way battle up towards the front of the field. Johnny Thomas is currently leading the points going into this race, but only by 2 points ahead of Paul Ross. And then followed 12 points behind them is Levi Zielinski. So close up to the front there, and any one of these guys to come up at the top tonight.
Absolutely. Before we get too far into this, I do want to bring everyone's attention down to the live chat and the video description. Now, if you had a moment, please take the poll that is there. It's about SimTV merchandise. We're not sure if we want to produce anything yet. We got to get the numbers to be able to do it. So if you're interested in any kind of hoodie or polo or t-shirt of any kind, please fill out that poll and let us know what your opinions are on that, and we'll get back to you with any updates later in the week. But again, Knoxville, Tennessee here, Finian. This place is awesome. It's one of my favorite dirt racetracks, right up next to Eldora. A little bit longer straightaways than a place like Eldora, and certainly a lot bigger than Kokomo last week. I think the speeds will be up, and so will the action here tonight.
Yeah, it's a very different track compared to Kokomo last week. This track a lot more wider, a lot bigger than Kokomo, so these guys, probably what these guys are more used to, I would say, and definitely more fitting towards these cars.
And here's a guy that has been pretty quick for all the Triple Crown events so far. That driver, the number 22, Peter Short, right now 4th on the grid at the moment.
Yeah,
you
4th.
At your order there on the left. Sorry, there. Go ahead, Finian.
Yeah, no, 4th overall in the point standings, but only 19 points back, so he's kind of far out of it. Still got a good shot at he still has a chance mathematically, but not likely for him, but he can at least try to go for the win here.
The sun is going down here tonight, Finian, with the new iRacing day-to-night transitions. Probably going to affect the racing a little bit less here tonight than we saw the past couple nights with the Virtual Racing League and Hardline Racing League at Indianapolis on Friday. But obviously the temperatures are going to cool down, the grip level is going to go up, and the moisture in the racetrack is going to shift around a lot as we work our way through the evening, and I believe that racing line is going to move farther and farther up the racetrack.
Yeah, so we can get the temperature on screen now. It should be relatively cool here already.
Yeah, 78 degrees on the track. I don't think it's going to dip much more below ambient there because air temp 77 degrees. Wind 2 miles an hour out of north. Partly cloudy conditions, but you see Short ripping that high lane already. You can see, if we look from up above here, you can see that middle groove already starting to kind of dry out and get very glassy looking. And when it's glassy, it's slippery. You see Short now looking for, you see him dragging that right rear tire up in the cushion. That's going to be the faster line later tonight.
Yeah, you can see it already was worn out from these guys during practice now. So during the race, the rest of that line is going to be used up, and everyone's going to migrate towards the top here. But much more of a top line that you can use here. You can see that it's not entirely worn out up there, so guys should be able to move around just a little bit here and there to try to make some passes.
A 60-lap event here tonight to go for the win. About 23, 24-second lap times around here, so it's going to be a quick one, as it always is. Last week we had a lot of yellows, though. You see Kevin Jadrosich going for a spin here. We saw a lot of yellows last week here, Fitting. Probably expecting a little bit less tonight. You see Hanshaw's really struggling today so far. Came into the session a little bit late, but just doesn't seem to quite have the speed he's had in recent weeks, and trying to get that number 46 car righted in the right direction.
Yeah, he's going to be hoping for more here. He's going to... shouldn't end up finishing the session in 5th. So not bad at all. So up where we would expected him to be for most of this championship.
Matt Grunberg fast again, only 9 thousandths of a second off of Tate Lytle in that 56 car. And you see Grunberg kind of experimenting with the grip levels around here. Again, tomorrow night we go racing for the Triple Crown event in the IndyCar Series at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 9:40 p.m. tomorrow night, Eastern Time. And qualifying finishes up. Tate Lytle will be on the pole alongside that man right there, Matt Grunberg, in the Jegs number 54. And we'll get ready to grid him up and go racing here tonight. Looking from high above Knoxville Raceway here tonight. And again, this racetrack, Pretty wide here. There's a lot of racing room, but you see those white Armco barriers, Finney, and those will get you. They're very, very tall, and you got to be careful not to get your car up against those because they'll wreck it for sure. We saw a lot of cars using the wall last week at Kokomo to try to rotate their cars. I think you'll see less of that tonight because the corner speeds are a lot higher on the half mile versus the quarter mile.
I should just say also I made a little bit of a whoopsie. I accidentally read off the truck points instead of the Triple Crown points.
Great.
I forgot
That's
to change
not
the link.
That's not the first time you've done that. Let's just make that clear.
Okay,
the truck points are long over.
Yeah. Funny enough, though, Johnny Thomas is still leading these points also, and actually by a lot more of a margin.
Awful convenient for you.
So Johnny Thomas is still a points leader, as I said earlier, but he's 7 points ahead of Matt Grunberg, and then falls also behind, tied with Grunberg's Peter Short. So both of them and Thomas are going to be fighting for this one. We should also point out, too, halfway points are at stake for these guys, so it's going to be traditional stage points, like you see 10 for first up to 1 point for 10th. So at the halfway. So that's a lot of points up at stake and could really affect the overall championship race.
All right, so we're just waiting for the rest of the field to grid up. We're just waiting on Richard Hines. There he goes. Corey Lindsay, the last one to grid up here. It'll be 60 laps. We'll have a couple pace laps to sort out the field and get ready to go racing here tonight at Knoxville, Tennessee. And remember the dirt here tonight, very slick, but it's been quite quick around that middle groove. But again, we expect that line to move up the racetrack. Again, if you're just joining us, please take that poll that is in the live chat and the video description just to gauge everyone's interest on SimTV merchandise. Still not sure if we want to do it, just trying to see what the demand is out there. So thank you for your time on that. Check out our Twitter page for more information related to that when it comes around about next week or so. Matt Grunberg in that Jegs 54, Finney, he's starting up top. I like being up there on the start of the race, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely could be. I think on the initial start, though, as far as restarts go, I would say the inside's probably better just to be behind the leader. It's kind of hard being on that outside lane trying to get a run going, especially because typically you'll see these guys start by turning inwards and trying to make the turn 4 as straight as possible getting to the line. It's just kind of the technique on dirt to get the best restart. So he might struggle out there on the restarts, but definitely racing line-wise, I think he should be fine up there.
See the rest of the field. There's that big berm down there on the inside line, Finney, and so there's definitely a limit to how low you can go, and that's going to prevent the slide job from probably being as effective as it otherwise would be. That outside groove probably going to be the fastest way to go as we go on. That's really been most of the case so far in this Triple Crown Championship.
Yeah, and actually, if we can go back there, I just want to point out the 0-3 of Wade Lear that we were just looking at. Yeah, you haven't seen him for a long time, so nice to see him back in the 3WideRacing series.
Yeah, making his appearance here at the very end of the 3-Wide Triple Crown. And again, tomorrow night, IndyCar action from Indianapolis. That'll be live on SimTV, 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Then Tuesday, Rig Share Fuel Cup Racing, the penultimate race from Gateway Motorsports Park. And that'll be a day-to-night transition race, so you get to see that in its full glory on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, the Daytona 2.4 for Virtual Mars. That's what's coming up. But tonight, 60 laps around the half-mile Knoxville Raceway. Pace Truck is going to pull off in turns 3 and 4 and expose Tate Lytle in the number 56 car to the green flag alongside Matt Grunberg. Corey Lindsay did not grid in that 00, but we're coming out of turn 4. The 56 is the control car. Waiting, and we are green at Knoxville. 60 laps to determine the winner of the 3WideRacing League Triple Crown on the dirt.
There you see Lytle got a pretty good start, but let's see where Matt Grunberg is going to end up. He's actually way up towards the top line, actually lost some position, and here comes David Wilson on the inside. 54
gets into the wall. Johnny Thomas up a couple spots already, looking real aggressive on the back of the 54. Now running that upper groove. There's a 70 or the 33 of Jordan Teal smashing the outside wall. He's stuck. He jumped the cushion, Finney, and got into that fence pretty good. So contact already. Chaos through the midfield. There's Eisenman in the 77, Levi Zielinski in the 97. Just up the road, Peter Short's middle 3-wide with the 83 and the 18.
And you can already see that, I believe Kyle Hanshaw there is riding that berm, trying to get it hooked on his tire, and you can definitely do that if you get it just about right. That could help your car rotate, and he's going to try to make it work on the bottom here. There you see, 18 Paul Ross almost hitting the wall there.
William Kruska and Levi Zielinski getting together on the front straight as well, but very different lines so far here tonight, Finian. That's a little bit curious. I thought we'd see everyone migrate up to the top pretty quick, but so far it looks like you can make time on the bottom.
Yeah, and I think that it's a very fine line on the bottom. The middle to lower groove is kind of worn out, as you can see right there, but there's still a little bit left on the bottom that these guys are trying to work with. But that shouldn't really last too long. As you can see, the 42 Kevin G. Adversich has a lot of damage to his nose. Yeah,
Wade Lear has fallen back a little bit, has some big, heavy right front damage. We look back up. Third spot here, about to change hands. Kyle Hanshaw using that berm to his advantage, trying to get to the inside of Matt Grunberg, take that spot away. just up the road, David Wilson in the 39 chasing down Tate Lytle for the lead. He's got one in the fence. It's the 8 of William Kruska.
Yeah, Kruska trying to get around on the outside. He was the actually top guy in practice earlier, we saw. So trying to make up some speed there, but is currently stuck back in 10th. So David Wilson and Tate Lytle are fighting for the lead here.
Oh, but Jordan Teal is not having a fun time out there. Got up all the way up on the apron. The apron's really raised up there. He mentioned the big berm. And we've got a battle for the lead now. Looks like Tate Lytle has lost the lead to David Wilson. He's going to try to get it back on the inside lane here. Going to go door to door off into turn number 1.
And here comes Lytle trying to charge into the inside, trying to take that position back from Wilson. He's going to have a little bit of a run here. I don't think it's enough, though.
They're side by side. Lytle's trying to roll that in their groove, but it's very slick right there. You see some lap traffic. I believe that's Wade Lear just up the road, and indeed it is. Contact between the leaders side by side off into the corner, and Finian, I don't know if that inside lane's going to have enough, but here comes Hanshaw up into the mix as well.
Lytle seems to be making it work there. He seems to be making some good time, and actually he's slow off the corner, Hanshaw is, and here comes Short to his outside.
Yeah, Peter Short looking to throw his race car into the ring here as the front two collide again. Just a slight rub there. They didn't bump you, he didn't hit you. He rubbed you. Rubbin's racing.
Yeah, it was a very light tap, if anything. Really good car control from both these drivers. But while they're battling for position, it's all the 46 and the 22 to enter this picture, so we now have a 4-way battle for the lead.
These cars are big, heavy, and slow here, Finian, and they have a lot of torque, but they don't have a lot of power in general, so these things like to spin their tires, but they just don't like to go anywhere, and they're really struggling to get that straightaway speed down. You see about 85, 90 miles an hour off into the corner. You see Hanshaw now looking to the inside. Lytle and Wilson still door to door. Some more contact between the leaders. Oh, and the 31 gets, or the 39 gets hooked into the fence. Upside down goes David Wilson. Caution is out. That is big damage for the Twitch car.
Yeah, depending on where he got it to, that suspension could be really damaged. Seems to be going straight, so he might be alright.
It looks like it's handling okay, considering the circumstances. Let's go back, take a look at what happened. Let's look from up above here so we can kind of determine whose fault this was. It looked like Lytle had cleared the 39, and the 39 threw it back down to the inside again. And maybe did he try to clear the 56 a little bit too much?
It looks like Lytle kind of came down into him.
Yeah, I think I'd probably want to put that on the 56 there, Finian. Get it on board from that 56 car. You see the 39's pretty low here, Finian, right up against the berm. I think the 56 didn't really quite give him enough room.
Yeah, nah, that's really just two guys going for, and it is really hard to change position on dirt, don't get me wrong, but yeah, could have probably given the 39 a little bit more room to work with. He had about 3 to 4 lanes up above him, so, but nevertheless, they'll continue on. Interested to see where Wilson is, if he's stuck down on pit road or not.
Wilson is now into pit lane, still on the lead lap right now. Our leader is now the 46 of Kyle Hanshaw, started back, I believe, in the 5th spot up to 1st, so good progress for that 46 car. Mentioned that I was a little bit surprised at his speed in practice, even though he came in late with the track condition already kind of worn out, but he's showing he's got speed here again, and Peter Short is going to be alongside him for the restart.
And there you see Hanshaw taking the outside on the restart. That's going to put Grunberg stuck behind Short on the inside, and going to be on the top side in row number 2. It's going to be Tate Lytle in 4th, so he's not going to lose too many positions from that.
David Wilson probably going to be out of this, at least competitively. A lap down now, still fixing damage. Kyle Hanshaw, your leader. And are we singling back out here, Finian?
I'm not sure. It might be.
Looks like we're doing single file restarts here right now. As coming to the green, Kyle Hanshaw leads them back down. Lap number 13. Gets a good jump. Peter Short's got the 54 all over the rear bumper. They spread out behind him. Johnny Thomas looking aggressive behind that number 56.
And again, he's racing Matt Grunberg and Peter Short. Both of those guys are tied in points, so he's trying to make sure they don't get too far ahead of him, as Short and Grunberg are 2nd and 3rd respectively.
See Levi Zielinski behind all this, trying to get his head into the ring here. Had some success early on, at least speed-wise, but hasn't really had the finishes that he's needed to be at least leading the point standings. But Kyle Hanshaw out front right now doing what he needs to do, taken away from the 2nd and 3rd place cars, Peter Short and Grunberg. You see the 18 of Paul Ross up over the berm out of turn 2.
And he's really starting to struggle here on the... He's trying to run that inside, but I think it's starting to lose its speed right now. So he's going to be struggling for grip. It seems to be the outside that's going to be more favorable. You see the 56 and the 83 get collide.
Yeah, they were rubbing together in 3 and 4. Now look at the 54 jumping, literally jumping the cushion, all 4 wheels in the air up into the fence. He'll get back off of it and resume chasing. But caution is out once again. Oh, no, it's not. I had a heart attack there for a second. I don't know what I saw yellow for some reason. Don't mind me. We're still green. I just had a flash, a hot flash there. I might be having a heart attack. 22, Peter Short up against the fence. He's looking... He might be the yellow here in a second, the way he's driving. Look at him chasing back down Kyle Hanshaw.
Yeah, from the top to the bottom, there he goes. That's an interesting line that he's running, entering high and then exiting all the way down low. But it seems to be working for that 22.
Levi Zielinski to the inside of Paul Ross, trying to make that work. And then up in front, Johnny Thomas alongside Tate Lytle. They had contact before. The 54 slams into the Armco again in turns 1 and 2. Or is that 3 and 4? I can never tell what
1 and 2
end of the racetrack we're on. Dirt tracks with no start-finish line. But that 54 car really using up his equipment here early.
And he's trying to run and ride that cushion, and he's doing pretty good here. He's right behind Peter Short here, so 1, 2, 3 all nose to tail here.
Peter Short gets up into the fence a little bit too much, and now the 54 is going to make that hard left down to the bottom. You see the berm. Just going to take a late apex and get alongside the 22 contact there a little bit, but they'll keep going straight.
Yeah, keep on going straight. Indeed, it scrubbed off a little bit of the 54 speed, so he's going to have to try to get that back there. You see him riding that just lost words.
Well, we were not doing so good tonight.
The cushion. There you go. It just came back to me as you were about to tell me. The last judgment, but here comes Lytle also riding that cushion, trying to get back to the 83. Thomas got around him.
Yeah, Thomas is improving nicely. Battle for the lead here, Finney and Peter Short. Kyle Hanshaw, and now Gruenberg is back in the fight. So a 3-way battle for the lead on lap number 19. We're about the 33% mark of this race. We'll look from above.
Yeah, you see Lytle there. Sorry, not Lytle. Short got ahead of Gruenberg, blocks him off. And he's going to keep them there. You can notice that both of them are riding the high lane. Actually, well, Short's the only one really using both up, but Gruenberg's sticking more low and Hanshaw running up more high.
Still think there's some grip right along the bottom, but you see now Hanshaw kind of reducing the line that Peter Short can take and exiting higher, so Hanshaw's going to be able to roll that outside lane and keep that momentum going. They're still side by side. We're a third of the way through this race, lap number 20 of 60. Last time we had leaders side by side, one of them ended up flipping over. But we're door to door out of turn 4 or 2. Somebody needs to paint the numbers on the wall like NASCAR tracks do. That's what they need to do.
And here they are coming out of 4. And you see Gruenberg's now getting a huge run behind them.
Shoot the gap. He looked like he was going to go up the middle there for a second, but the hole closed.
Yeah, I was going to say there was no gap to do anything there. You see him riding the cushion yet again on the outside. And he's going to try to go to the outside 3 wide now.
3 wide for the lead, lap number 22. 54 Gruenberg, 46 Hanshaw, 22 Short, and Peter Short takes the lead away on the bottom, riding that cushion on the inside lane, and behind him a battle for second.
And Gruenberg, he might have stalled a little bit, but he's going to shoot it down towards the bottom of Hanshaw, and Hanshaw not going to get any run off the corner, so Gruenberg might have second here.
The 54 slide job in front of the 22, and he obviously... That was a little bit close for the 22. He's got some pretty big front-end damage after that, but Hanshaw to the lead with an aggressive pass.
Yeah, I don't think Short's going to approve of that move too much. He's going to try to chase down the 54 again. Gruenberg really running the cushion a lot better this time around. Saw him banging the wall earlier, but now he seems to got it down pat.
Yeah, but especially now that they've kind of worn in that cushion, and the more they use it, the more they build it up in that outside groove. And the 46 is sideways. Will he spin? Fitting up and over. Wow. Huge jump on the berm.
Yeah, he was trying to close Peter Short off from that cushion, but Short bumped him out of the way, and that's put Hanshaw now down to the inside. See him trying to slide ahead of Short, and I don't think these guys are too happy with each other at the moment.
I think Peter Short's about done having people slide job him. He's going to be back to second now with Kyle Hanshaw in third. He'll try the outside lane again in 1 and 2. Big battle back here with Jordan Teal and Levi Zielinski.
And Zielinski trying to work on the outside of Teal. Both these guys not having the best of days.
No, right now in 8th and 9th. They'd like to be a little bit farther up the running, but struggling to get there right now. You see the 33 really hanging that car out sideways, just not getting the drive off that he needs as Zielinski goes wide out of turn 4. Here comes Hanshaw trying the outside lane again on Peter Short. Gruenberg has driven up the racetrack about a second and a half.
Oh, these guys door each other there out of 2 and into 3 they go.
Well, here comes Peter Short back down to the bottom trying to get that slide job done, but Can the 46 roll that upper lane? He's going to try to slide up. Contact between the second place cars. And looks like Hanshaw's going to win that battle for now.
Yeah, look, these guys are consistently dooring each other. They're going to not have any door panels left at this rate. But on they fight.
Using up their equipment for sure. Almost to the halfway point. This race is flying by. Battle for, looks like that'll be 5th place. Paul Ross and Tate Lytle side by side. Lytle's been going backwards ever since that contact with the 39 of David Wilson, who has since retired that race car, as has William Kruska.
Oh, and short into the wall hard.
Jumping that cushion again, Finny. That's a dangerous thing to do because you get stuck up there. It kills your momentum, but he's back on the power, trying to get back to the rear bumper of the 46 of Kyle Hanshaw. To the inside.
And Jordan's consistently trying the inside, and that's really the only lane he could really go. He could try to fall in behind Hanshaw, but it's not going to do him anything. He's still got to make the pass, so he's going to try to still make ground on that inside, and he has some success there, but I think the outside is just the better line to work with. Jaddersuch
was slow for, I believe, turns 1 and 2, but he's got that car back up to speed now. He checked back in with the battle for second. Don't look too far behind. Johnny Thomas is creeping into the picture in that orange and black GTR number 83.
Yeah, he again needs to make sure that these guys don't get too many points up ahead of him. Gruenberg's leading. Oh, you see Short get into the wall hard on the outside. Lost a lot of speed.
There, yeah, he's really damaging that race car now. He might have actually bent the suspension there a little bit. See him working it down the straightaway, trying to get back into line. Johnny Thomas is closed in now, looking for third on the number 22.
And looking back up to the front, Gruenberg's going to come across the line halfway now to the finish, so he's going to get a bunch of points over Johnny Thomas. So right now, as they run points-wise, I think Gruenberg's going to be about close that gap by 4 points, if I'm doing math right. So it was 7 points before.
Yeah, that's sure. You're the points guy. I just call the races, man. That's
You're
your
an
job.
engineer. You work with numbers.
I'm not very good at it though. So Tate Lytle now still struggling. Paul Ross has caught him in the number 18, trying to get around him. You see the dirt covering these race cars now. That middle lane getting more slicked up, and that bottom is becoming a harder route. Paul Ross gets the left front up on top of the berm, trying to get to the inside of Tate Lytle, but that kills the momentum off the corner.
He's going to try to work back to Lytle. Lytle really lost a lot of pace from that first stint that we saw all the way back in 5th.
Well, this battle, Eisenman and Zielinski trying to throw sliders on each other.
Yeah, and Zielinski's looks like he's going to get that position from Eisenman. Actually,
not yet. Side by side off into turns 1 and 2. Where the heck did Zielinski though? Here he comes to the outside with a great run, but can he carry it off the corner onto the straight? Yeah,
well, it seems like Zielinski's hanging the tail out a little bit too much mid-corner, so he's losing a lot of speed there.
Trying it again. Using that upper lane. You see the dirt is a lighter color up there.
Yeah, it seems Zielinski just can't get the runs out of the corner. That's really his struggle right now.
Ross to the inside of Lytle. Almost completed the pass. They're going to rub doors again out of turn 2 down the back straight.
Lytle going to use up a bit of Paul Ross's stuff, and here comes Ross still to the inside. Still surprised he has not left that line. He's been there the entire race from what we've seen.
Well, he's committed down there. Gets the left front up on that berm again. It's very hard to see that elevation there, Finian. And if you're in VR, it might help a little bit, but the depth perception of how tall that berm is really not so great. Now we got a battle for third. Peter Short, Johnny Thomas. Nose to tail, almost side by side, as Johnny Thomas looks to the inside. Going to maybe try to throw a slider here. Not going to be enough.
He's going to try, but yeah, like you said, not going to be enough. At the moment, these guys are going to continue on.
Matt Gruenberg has a 2.4 second lead over Kyle Hanshaw. He won the first event back at Eldora. And he actually crashed out of Kokomo, I believe. Did not finish that race, so he's trying to run away with another one here tonight as the battle for third is raging now. Johnny Thomas to the inside, almost gets alongside him for the straight, but has to wool it back down and try again.
And Thomas really needs his position now because Gruenberg has a shot at getting... he definitely has a point for leading a lap, and if he keeps leading like this the rest of the race, he's going to get points for most laps led, and that'll definitely give Gruenberg the championship. So Thomas has to get this passed around Peter Short at least.
Paul Ross and Zielinski, or excuse me, Paul Ross and Tate Lytle have since traded spots again. And we look back to this battle. Here's a three-way battle. There's the 87 of Richard Hines. Haven't talked a whole lot about him tonight. Levi Zielinski and Drew Eisenman. This is all in a battle for the 7th spot.
See Zielinski jump up over the cushion on the straightaway. That's how much it's built up. And he's going to try to work around both these guys. Yeah, Hines really struggling at the moment.
Hines has gotten around the 77 and the 97, I believe.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he started a little bit behind these guys. Started back in 12th and has moved his way up into 7th. So Hyde's going forward. Closing in on 20 to go here, Finney. We've been green ever since lap 12, I believe. Something, or 20, maybe it was like 20-something. Either way, we've been green for a while. And the 77 of Eisman trying to use that inside groove. Can't get it done. Meanwhile, battle for third place now. And there's contact. Johnny Thomas and Peter Short get together. Thomas loses a ton of momentum. He's going to have to redo all that work he just did to chase down that 22 car.
You can see a lot of these guys still fighting hard with each other. No one's really giving an inch.
Look at those guys riding that berm, trying to hook those left front tires along it. We're coming down to 20 laps to go. Matt Grunberg has a 3-second lead over Kyle Hanshaw. The dirt covering the noses of the 56 and 18 as they try to run down Johnny Thomas.
Yeah, both are making a decent amount of progress. We'll see this time by how much they've gained on him. They're running at about his pace a little bit faster, and Lytle actually might be able to make the pass here on the 83, but meanwhile, here's the battle between the 87 of Hines and the 97 of Zielinski.
Was he rolling that upper groove? Can he get the job done this time? I don't think so. Richard Hines is getting the power down a lot better than the 97 of Zielinski, but looks like they're going to roll side by side through the corner again. Zielinski up into the fence, but he's found some fresh dirt up there.
Yeah, but into the wall on the straightaway he goes. That's going to be a decent lick.
And the 87 of Hines will comfortably take that 7th spot away. Back up to the battle for third. Here comes the 83 on the outside of Peter Short. He's going to try the other lane, and then don't look too far behind to find Tate Lytle, your pole sitter. He's trying to charge his way back through the field.
Yeah, Thomas trying to get this position without losing one to Lytle. And he knows very much that Lytle's got the speed to get around him, so he's got to be careful of how he makes his pass.
Short's going to use that outside lane once again. They've traded lanes, and Peter Short will get that run off the corner, but is it going to be enough to clear the 83? Not quite. Johnny Thomas is going to throw that car down to the inside, try to get the slide job done, but can't quite get the power down enough. Peter Short's going to be able to drive right back around the outside.
Yeah, Thomas is going to have to do kind of a slide job maneuver here if he wants to get around Peter Short. I just don't think he's got enough speed down there on the bottom to make the pass relatively clean. Short
got a really good run on the outside here. Should be able to clear the 83, and now Johnny Thomas has to deal with the 56 car charging to his inside. 17 laps to go.
Yeah, Lytle looks like he's going to really want that spot from Thomas, and showing that if Thomas opens the door, Lytle's going to go for it.
And Paul Ross is licking his chops right now behind all these cars. He'll ride on board at the 18.
Yeah, this collective battle for third is one of the closest on the track. You see Ross riding that berm, he's going to hook it, but it's not enough. Lytle's really pinching him down to the inside.
Lead has slimmed down just a little bit to 2.5 seconds, but Grunberg's still pretty commanding lead over Kyle Hanshaw. The battle right now is for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. It's Peter Short, Johnny Thomas, Tate Lytle, and Paul Ross. Short slams the barrier, and he's going to lose a spot to Johnny Thomas and to Tate Lytle and to Paul Ross in one corner. Not a good corner for that 22 team.
That's what Thomas needed. So Thomas is going to try to get away now since he's clear of Peter Short. Peter Short's still trying to ride that cushion. He's going to get a huge run to the inside of Paul Ross.
He's going to have to complete this again if he wants to get the spot back. He's going to actually very easily pass the 18 to Paul Ross and set his sights back on Tate Lytle, but Paul Ross is not so fast. He's going to drive back down to the inside with 14 laps to go. The lead up front, Finian, is slimming down just a little bit. It was 2.5 a few laps ago. Now it's 2.3, so Kyle Henshaw trying to mount a late race charge on the 54.
He's going to have to do a lot more than that, I'm afraid, though, to catch up. You see Short now really slow to the inside.
Yeah, he was really, really loose and lost a ton of ground. He'll be back to 6th now, so this 22 not having the race that he needed.
I wonder if he and Ross made some contact.
Go back and take a quick look. And you would be right, although I think the 22 is kind of helping himself down there, so can't blame that on Paul Ross at all, but we'll head back up. See what's going on. Levi Zielinski, Eisenman side by side again. This is for 9th.
You see Zielinski really not afraid of that wall.
No.
Got a good lick of it.
Drives off into the corner, about the hardest we've seen anybody drive. He's going to have a really good run on the outside, going to try to carry that speed around Eisenman. Leader down to 1.9 second advantage, Finian, so Hanshaw's actually eating in pretty good, but it's not consistent enough. You see Zielinski really riding that wall again.
If Hanshaw had about 20 laps to go, I would say he would definitely have a shot, but with 10 to go, I don't know. It's actually still hovering at around the 2-second mark.
At the top of your screen, you can see that bright yellow car. That is Matt Grunberg, your leader. Right behind that, On the back straightaway, the left-hand side of your screen now is the white and red car of Kyle Hanshaw. The gap is 2.5 seconds now. He was eating into the lead, but has lost a couple tenths the last few laps, so that might be too little too late for that 46 car. Man, Zielinski's really beating up his race car, trying to get back to Eisenman. And to the inside goes Jordan Teal with a slider, and is going to slide right up in front of the 97 and take that 9th spot away.
And so he's going to try to mount a charge here. He's on his on Teal's quarter panel.
Oh, contact between the two.
Yeah, gives him a bit of a tap, and here comes Zielinski to the inside. And I think Teal might have it. No,
oh, clears himself. And he'll take that spot away aggressively on the 33 car.
Yeah, it's now down to the nitty-gritty inside 10 laps to go.
I think that 46 car is praying for a yellow right now. That's going to be the only chance he has. Eisenman, slow. He's spun around, Finn, and if that triggers a yellow, that could be... Oh, it's just off the racetrack. That could have been everything there for Grunberg. And Eisenman will go a lap down. You see, there's the difference between the leaders. Hanshaw trying to chase that bright yellow Jegs car just up the road.
Yeah, and Hanshaw, if he's going to have a caution, he needs it within the next four or three laps. But at the rate we're looking at, I don't think it's going to happen, as everyone is really spread out.
There is one exception to that, Zielinski and Jordan Teal. They've been fighting on and off for the last couple laps.
Actually, Teal just got really slow on the bottom. That just proved you wrong.
Yeah.
As we were talking about it, so that battle's going to dissipate. I think the only other real close one is between Thomas and Lytle, but Thomas has got a decent gap ahead of 56.
6 laps to go now. Matt Grunberg has extended his lead out to the biggest it's been all day, 3.2 seconds. If you win 2 out of 3 events, you're pretty rock solid. And so far, that's also what happened in the IndyCar series. But that was the first 2 races. Now, if Grunberg could bookend the Triple Crown with victories, that would certainly lock him in, don't you think, Finian?
Yeah, I think so. He's definitely got the bonus points for leading the most laps at this point, and he's going to have the bonus point from leading a lap. And I believe he got 4 to 3 points ahead of Thomas. And the way Thomas is going to plan on finishing at least third or fourth. Even if he finishes third, I think it's going to be a little bit short. But again, we'll get more confirmation on who's actually going to win this Triple Crown.
Matt Grunberg now lapping Kevin Jadrosich here. That'll be the 12th place car in that 42. So now Kevin is a lap down. Grunberg clears himself 3.5 seconds up the road. The battle for third is heating up, as well as the battle for 8th. But we'll keep an eye on this one as this is farther up the field.
Yeah, Thomas really has to make sure, for any hopes of still winning the Triple Crown, he has to make sure he at least finishes third. He can't afford to let Lytle get around him. You can see Thomas with the block there to the top line, trying to hold off Lytle. But
Lytle's going to slam the wall in turns 1 and 2. That's going to be a big hit for the 56. He'll lose a lot of ground on the 83.
Oh, and Jadrosich just spun to the bottom. Yeah, he was going really slow.
Yeah, looped it around. 3.7 second lead for the leader as we come now to 2 laps to go. Well, he started it off with a victory at Eldora, Finney, and this 54 car was very, very strong there. Last week at Kokomo did not have the week he needed, but if he could finish it off here, it would be bookending the 3WideRacing League Triple Crown. And that would send him to victory lane and potentially with a 3-wide Triple Crown Championship. 2 laps to go, now turning in to 1. White flag in the air for the driver of the number 54 Jegs Street Stock.
Yeah, he's done everything he needed, really, in these 3 races, again, other than Kokomo. But the first and third race, he did everything he needed to do, dominated this race, and he's going to come out of 4.
Out of turn 4. A win at Eldora. A bad week at Kokomo, and another win at Knoxville Raceway. I knew what the track was. I was holding for suspense.
And Hanshaw's going to come home in 2nd. Thomas is going to be in 3rd. Lytle 4th, and Paul Ross is going to come home in 5th. Peter Short's going to struggle after his struggles. Is going to come home in 6th.
There's a battle.
Richard
Jordan
Hines in
McKeevoy
7th.
Sliding in here. Battle for all the way to the line, and it looks like Zielinski will beat. Whoa, wow. Some big contact off into the corner. But again, Matt Grunberg, though, bookends the races here in the 3-wide Dirt Triple Crown. Dominating performance today. Got out to the lead and never looked back. He used up a lot of the race car in the beginning, but has since run away with it here, and it's been a very, very good performance for Grunberg in this Triple Crown. So we're not going to announce who has won the Triple Crown events just yet. We'll talk to him in a little bit. And you see getting a little congratulatory bump from the number 21 of Jordan McKeevoy. And he'll turn in and potentially meet us in Victory Lane, and he's going to pull up. Where is he going?
Into Victory Lane.
Is that?
Yes.
He's looking for it.
It's there. I don't know if he can get there. All the signs.
No, he's going to try. The first time winners at a track, it's always...
Wait, no. That's fenced off right there.
Oh.
Hey, he's it. I hit the stand. Hopefully no one was standing on it.
This reminds me of Trevor Bayne when he won the Daytona 500 when he was looking for Victory Lane.
Yeah, he's going to drive through the fences.
There he goes.
That's a screenshot. Right
Matt Grunberg in Victory Lane. We'll talk to him in a few moments. Stay with us. We'll be right back with Grunberg and others, and we'll talk to him. Welcome back live here to Sim TV. We're talking now with the driver of the number 18, Paul Ross. Paul, it's been a little while since we talked to you, but a 5th place finish for you tonight. It was a little bit dramatic there for a couple laps between you and some other drivers, but pulling out a nice solid top 5 to round this thing off. Got to feel good, right?
Yeah, it feels really good. Don't have very much dirt experience, pretty much just the stuff we ran in the league this season, and the majority of that was in the truck. So it was a pretty good night overall. Kind of nice finishing the season out with the top 5. Don't know if I'm going to quite make it to the race tomorrow night or not because my work schedule, but it was a good race all in all. There was a lot of door-to-door battling, and it was a real slick track tonight, so it was fun.
I want to talk to you a little bit about how the track changed here, because last week at Kokomo, the track was really a top-line dominant racetrack, but tonight you especially were working that bottom lane. So tell us about how that kind of worked its way in a little bit differently than last week.
I still think the top was pretty fast. I believe Matt was running up there, and he won the race, so there had to be some speed up there. As for the bottom, there was a little bit of grip if you got low enough. If you went too low, you'd hit that berm, though, and it'd kind of pitch the car sideways and kick you up the track. So I was just trying to run what was comfortable, which was the bottom. Like I said, I don't have very much dirt experience, so just trying to stay out of the championship guys' ways and just bring it home. And we did that in top 5, so it was a pretty good night.
All right, Paul. Well, it's a shame we won't see you tomorrow night, but a great run for you this evening, and we'll see you later. Paul, it's been a good run this whole season. It'll probably be a little while before we talk to you again, so have a good one.
Yep, have a good night, you guys.
See you later. Next, we're going to talk to third-place driver, the driver number 83, Johnny Thomas. Johnny, that was a great race again, but just came up a couple spots short. You finished third tonight, but again, a nice solid top 5 finish for you. Talk us through that race.
Yeah, it was a tough race. It was a difficult pass. I knew I had to get probably first or second in the halfway, lap 30, the halfway race. And Grunberg, I think, won that. And he led the most laps. He had the fastest car, so I just kind of had to get up to second. And if I got up to second, I probably would have won the championship. But I was just battling there with Kyle and Peter cut me off about 3 times, and I lost about 3 seconds, and that was enough for me not to get past Hanshaw. So tough. Seems like when he has a little bit of competition, he can't race anybody. But it's unfortunate that we couldn't come away with the championship. I don't know, it's just 3 races, I guess, though. But it'd have been a nice little thing to have on my old 3-wide racing resume.
Well, you were awful close. The point standings results are in, and you were 3 points back from Matt Grunberg. But Matt did win the championship. Awful close, Johnny, but a solid effort tonight to get yourself into third.
Yeah, well, whatever. Second place, so second wouldn't have mattered anyway. So,
all right, Johnny. Well, thanks for talking to us, and we'll see you in a little while.
Yep, have a good one, boys.
See you later. Next, we're going to talk to second-place finisher Kyle Hanshaw, driver number 46. Kyle, we just got the points results in. You're going to be P3 in the points, but P2 in the race, just 1 spot short of Matt Grunberg. Tell us what you needed to go up there and chase down that 54.
Well, tonight was all about surviving. Last week, I screwed myself because I spun it out and it somehow reset itself, and I was in the pits and went down a ton of laps, and that really hurt me for the points. But tonight was just about having fun, and had some good battles throughout the first half of the race with Peter, Tate, Wilson, Johnny, Grunberg there. But I think what really hurt me was I got tagged in the rear by Peter in I think 1 and 2, and it shot me down the racetrack, got all out of whack, and I Dukes a hazard it down there on the berm, and lost a couple positions to him, but I got him back, but Grunberg had checked out with that incident, so there was no catching him. I tried every which line, high line, middle, bottom, but I mean there was just no grip, and the place to be was up on that high side. That cushion was golden. If you got your right rear on it, it slingshot you. It felt pretty good, but yeah, it was just hard to catch anybody and pass anybody, but has some good sliders. So,
well, Indianapolis tomorrow, you going to be there?
Heck yeah, man. I'm looking forward to that one.
All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night, Kyle. Good luck at Indianapolis, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time. See you later.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I just got to give a shout-out to all the guys in 3-Wide. You guys for doing the broadcast. That's why I am. Can't wait to go back and watch this action-packed race tonight. I'd like to thank my buddy Chaz for sponsoring my car. Ohio Intra Express came on board for these 3 races for this series. It was cool to have them on. And all the people that are watching, my fans, girlfriend Jess, cousin Chance, my buddy Tab. Thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, Kyle, have a great night.
Thanks.
All right, now it's time to talk to our race winner, the 54 of Matt Gruenberg. Matt, not only did you win the race here tonight, but you won the championship by 3 points over Johnny Thomas. That's got to feel real good, and you swept 2 of 3 races in this Triple Crown Championship. So a very solid performance by you these last couple races. Talk to us about how you did it.
Oh man, I knew it was going to be an uphill battle after last week. We haven't had the best of luck in the past few races I've been in. And, got a little too much, or a little too carried away last week, hit the wall a little too hard, and ended up having too much damage. So I knew it was going to be an uphill battle this week with being behind 7 points, I think, on Johnny. And I wasn't really sure what I needed to do. I just know that I needed to win the halfway stage points and then win the race, and then just let everything else fall into place. But what a relief it is to actually win the championship. I wasn't sure if I was going to get it there. Didn't know if I had enough points or not, but it feels great to win the championship. Huge shout out to all the One Sim drivers that have helped me out throughout the weeks, and huge shout out to Austin for the paint, and a good race to Johnny, and it was a good season battling him throughout this Dirt 3-Wide league, and then a good race for Kyle too.
Well, certainly so far it's been excellent watching you charge through the ranks, not only here on the dirt tracks, but also in the trucks. So we look forward to seeing you again, Matt. Thanks for talking to us, and go enjoy that championship, bud.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem. Have a great night. And just like that, we'll conclude another race, another round here. That is it for the Dirt Triple Crown stuff here on Sim TV, Finian, at least for this year. But tomorrow night, we go racing again in another Triple Crown Championship for IndyCar at the one and the only, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The speeds were up last week at Watkins Glen. They're going to be up even higher tomorrow night.
Yeah, and it's going to be a fantastic race to watch, especially double points on the line for the championship battle, so it could really go either which way. So that's going to be a fun race to watch.
All right, from the banks of Knoxville Raceway, remember the name that time. We'll see you tomorrow night at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Thanks for watching, and have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time.